welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another full throttle sim racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series race. As these guys are going to try to tackle the 2.5 mile tricky triangle here at the virtual Pocono Raceway. And right now, the weather on the track is it's about what it's been through these summer heat times. Right now, middle to late July, and 74 in the skies, which is kind of low, but then the normal track temperature, what we've come to expect. 110 degrees out here tonight. Only 2 to 3 mile an hour winds coming from the south end, so it is a fast track, but almost no wind. So it sucks for the fans out there in the virtual grandstands, but it's not going to affect the cars too much, so that should not be a problem here. And 56% humidity out there, partly cloudy. And we're looking for 100 laps here at this Pocono 250. My name is Jeremy Stanley, and to my side is Nobody. And to my side again is also Nobody. I'm going to be out here soloing it up here tonight. Mr. Jason Rockefeller, that you have been accustomed to seeing with me, went to Pocono yesterday, and he will not be here tonight because of traveling and whatnot. So you get to hear my voice all night long. These guys are going to go 100 laps here, kind of looking over the stats and whatnot. Austin Gassion stole last week from Richie Coy. If you watched last week, you saw Richie basically dominate the race with his TWRS setup. And then after the 11th caution, Austin and his teammates Connor did not take pit stops. Was able to get himself to victory for the first win. So we only have 4 winners through the first 8 races of this season, and things are looking pretty competitive out there overall. Jump to the practice times to kind of showcase that. Actually, nope, I got that backwards. TJ Bartel, driver of the 75 Lone Wolf eSports car, separated from Jeff Chandler and his team over there a couple weeks ago from a mutual agreement. But this time they are sitting 1 and 2 on the boards. Almost identical lap times, 5/1000ths of a second separate the 75 of TJ Bartel and the 31 of Jeff Chandler. And then Tyler Ganaw, Richie Coy, and Jamie Knopp, who's been gaining speed every single week here in this Cup Series. Continuing to show himself in the top 10, and now he's crept into the top 5 to try to put some pressure on these guys. And if your name is Richie Coy or Brody Hanna or Tony Solari, Colby Mice, I think Lane Allen. Yeah, Lane Allen. If you're in here from Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, we did the 24-hour of Spa through the GT series this past week on iRacing, and we are cooked from racing on that. But they are all still here tonight to show their face. That was a hell of a time. I drove with Lane Allen and Colby Mice. Colby picked up, I think, 11 hours of that 24-hour race overall. So shout out to him to even making it tonight on this track. Running a 53.793, just outside your top 10, that number 9 Ford Mustang, as you see him going through the tunnel turn here this evening. Ryan Chapman on his back end there through this practice session. And not a lot of cars are looking upset, which is great to see. We had a lot of cautions last week. Pocono should be quite different. We will see some spaced out racing. And then these restarts. If you watched yesterday's Cup race, it was quite intense out there, to say the least. Action just all around the track, every single lap. It was great to see. So I kind of expect that, but kind of expect some, some spaced out for sure. All part of it. Jump in the chats, by the way, too. I'm doing this solo, so if I can talk to somebody like Doyle Lawrence out there saying, "Hello, nerds, just got wrecked out of my Monday night league race over at Podium, so I'm here to cheer on Jeff Chandler." Well, welcome to the broadcast, man, and sorry you got wrecked out. But yeah, get to see your beautiful car that you built for Jeff Chandler go around this track 100 times. And hopefully he can keep it in the top 5 and do you proud for that skid in there. I love that chrome finish with the Dayglow orange numbers. Let's see what he can do out there tonight. Got about 30 seconds left in this practice session. The top 2 guys are not on track. Actually, really the top 5 for the most part. Richie Coy sitting P4. Comes across the line, doesn't improve anything there on that lap. And it looks like everyone's times are basically locked in. So when we go qualifying here, real quick, we're going to take my face off your guys' screen. And we're going to jump over to that 75 TJ Bartel. Hopefully makes a quick lap time to back up his practice pace here, because that is a blistering lap there at a 53.402. By the way, we do have Richie Coy on our lone camera here for the iRock 93.5 cockpit camera angle. So, and Ryan Chapman too, for that matter. Sorry, what you see him right there, both on your upper left-hand corner. Richie Coy is on the top half of that screen, and Ryan Chapman on the lower half as they get set for their qualifying. But we're gonna jump it over to, well, waiting for, there we go. Let's go ahead and jump on board with the 31 of Jeff Chandler. He is on track now, rolling out. Finished second in that practice. And we're going to see what time he can post here. Very long track. These guys are going to use everything they can to warm up their tires around this opening lap until they get to turn 3, which at that point they should be able to go full throttle. And what I noticed and what we saw this past Wednesday for the Martin Sports Truck Series is we saw multiple lanes. That's something that we have not expected. And Kenny Brady, we pulled him in about 40 laps to go. I asked him the strategy for his team to run on the high side on turn 1 especially, and he said they've added some grip recently up on the 4th lane and at most tracks too. So will that play a part in the Cup Series? I don't know. We're about to find out here as 31 Jeff Chandler goes entering lap 1 here, and he ran a 2nd to 3rd groove on that exit, or throughout the whole corner rather. So I'm kind of curious to know if that grip that they've added is affected turn 3 and what they can do up there. But here we go into the clouds. This should be nothing but better for these guys. Chandler runs a pretty good turn 1 there, almost to the yellow line, not quite to the bottom. Doesn't get all he can on exit. Let's see how he looks here in the tunnel turn. Going back to the chats, Doyle saying thank you. I ran really well in the PRL league last night. Had some incidences, but kicked him back further in the field than what he should have been. And let's go, Jeff. And I didn't choose him for you on the camera, but that's just, you know, by chance. I got Matt Keach on there saying, yo, what's up? Hey, man, going to stay a little bit longer this time. Love to shout you out. Chandler comes through turn 3. Coming to the line. Going to put himself up at a 53.528, just over a 10th slower than his fastest practice time. It looks like he's going to attempt lap number 2. About the same distance to the yellow line that time as we kick it over to TJ Bartel, who's made it on track now. Going through turn 1. Runs maybe a touch bit higher through that corner there. This is on his lap number 2. He ran a 53.9. So half a second behind his practice time. So I wonder if that was just his warm-up lap. Changing his skin up once again. Got a black car sponsored by Shell Pennzoil. I'm kind of digging that. I'm not too accustomed to seeing a black Pennzoil car, but I kind of like the colors. Coming through turn 3 here. Or as Pocono did for Kevin Harvick yesterday. What turn forever with his font there coming through. That exit coming to the line. This should be a good time, I would imagine. 53.547. Once again, right next to his teammate Chandler. But Chandler actually picked up on his lap number 2. Put himself 4th place at a 4:43. TJ Bartel right behind him at a 5:47. So the top 5 almost separated by 0.2 of a second. So old Stacy out there. And now we're on board with Ryan Chapman, one of our iRock 93.5 cockpit cameras here. He's going to come to line. It looks like he's going to be taking his first lap of this qual session with 1 minute left. So this might be his only lap. If actually didn't post lap. So this would be his lap 1 with only 1 minute left in the session. I think he is done, or close to being done. This is all you got right here. Ooh, really wide on exit here. Oh, massive lift. And yep, that's it. You can see him talking to himself. His lap is over. He's going to be starting without a qualifying time, which is going to put him at least 20th place. That all depends on how his iRating looks to his competitors who have not taken time, which looks to be about 10 cars on this field. 19 have taken time. Richie Coy, the only person in the field with a 0.3 in qualifying. That's going to lock him into P1. as we have 15 seconds left in this qualifying session. I'm going to try to pull up that stat just to see exactly how many poles this is going to put Mr. Richie Coy in. And kicking it over there, 23. And this is going to be a second pole. So now this first one's going to be second, only 4 pole winners. Daniel Simmons, Richie Coy, Mark Brannigan Jr., and Jeff Chandler. Richie Coy is going to be the third person to take multiple poles this season, as we're going to kick it over to the grid for the starting lineup here for tonight's Pocono 250. Richie Coy going to be starting first place. Stephen Hollingsworth, again with an impressive qualifying, is going to be in second place. Jamie Knopp going to be starting in third. Jeff Chandler in fourth. TJ Bartell fifth. Robert Tracy jumps up there to sixth. Austin Gassion coming off last week's win. Complete different track. Let's see what his momentum looks like. He's going to be starting in seventh. Ryan Hedrick eighth. Connor LaFrance in ninth. Tyler Gernot in the 81 will start in P10. Mark Brannigan Jr. will start in 11th. Daniel Simmons 12th. Robert Malikian will be in 13th. Kyle Milliken 14th. Joshua Johnson 15th. Lane Allen, one of my teammates from Friday and Saturday, is going to be starting at 16th. Tony Solari 17th. Colby Mice, our long-term driver for Friday and Saturday, is going to be in 18th. Wayne Grassi 19th. James Wallace and everybody else on back is sorted of just iRating because no queue time was posted. So James Wallace 20th, Ryan Chapman 21st, Brian Dublé 22nd, James Torrey 23rd, Sherwood Williford 24th, Brandon Elder 25th, starting in 26th if he does line up is going to be Brody Hanna, 27th Alan Duranco, 28th Colton Gum, 29th Stephen Loomis, and Alan Crowell will start last in 30th. They're going to do one pace lap around this place, and they're going to get going for a really competitive 250 miles or 100 laps here around Pocono. Excited to look forward to this race. As Dustin Loxton has our drone camera, and I heard a conversation, I think this was Dale Jr. on his podcast, about how he loved if we could bring back the slow camera as the cars drove by, as they're going 2x2 and the camera was down on the middle, and as the drone just loses control way out of the... Oh, I think what he's going to do is we're going to go pan camera here and watch these cars go through turn one. What I was saying is, you like the old camera, you just put the camera on the ground and then the cars drive by it right off pit exit. But yeah, Dustin with all the great shots here. The drone, a little windy out there for the drone. It was bouncing around a little bit, but kick it back to TV camera here. Richie Coy in very familiar colors. Hollingsworth also in very familiar colors. I think the only real change is that 75 TJ Bartell looking a little different than what he did last week. Stage break tonight. Going to come at you pretty quick overall. There's only 100 laps in this race. Stage break will hit you at lap 30. So almost exactly a third of the way through this event, we're going to be throwing the caution flag, which should be about a fuel run or close to it. I think they can make it on that one, as long as it stays green, which that's what we saw last week at New Hampshire. First 50, 55 laps, whatever that number was, they stay green, and then after that, we picked up 11 cautions. Hopefully tonight is a much cleaner event. I know these guys are looking forward to doing the same thing. The truck race looked really competitive, and I'm really hoping this Cup Series provides the same action for you guys that are tuning in here to Nerd TV. Please follow and subscribe to our channels on kick.com, Facebook, and YouTube. That's the 3 streaming platforms we go every single night, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Pace car still making that really sharp corner down to pit road, and the green flag is officially out. This race is underway, and Stephen Hollingsworth with an excellent jump over the inside lane. Looks like Richie Coy may have not gotten everything on that restart. Hollingsworth can make the pass into turn 1, clears the 19. Now Jeff Chandler using that third lane early on. See what he can't do on corner exit. Richie Coy does not press the issue at all. They're going to go side by side down the back straightaway here. And it looks like the 75 and the 99 are going to line up. So quickly the top 5 go single file, almost 3 wide here, back about 10th place. We see Ryan Hedrick on the outside. They go 2 wide quick. Grenal passes him, and as well as the 16 of Connor LaFrance. And now he falls in right in front of the 88 of Mark Brannigan Jr. going through turn 3. On the chats, Jay Jinxie saying ESM on top. And this season, absolutely. They have been on top and doing very well, picking up multiple wins this season. I think they have 4 total, 3 through Mark Brannigan and 1 through Austin Gassion. And I'm sure they are looking to continue that success here at Pocono. And also on the Facebook chat, Matt Peach, are you commentating by yourself? Yes, I am. Mr. Jason Rockefeller could not make it tonight. Went to Pocono for the actual cup race and was unable to return tonight to participate in this, but you'll catch him back tomorrow, so no worries there. I just gotta work a little overtime myself, which is no problem whatsoever. As we're looking on board the back bumper of the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth, who sense the drop of the green flag. Now 2 laps ago, cleared Richie Coy, and now he's been holding on tight to this lead, but Jeff Chandler matching his times, if not being a little bit better. Either that's virtue of the draft that you have plenty of accessibility to down these really long straightaways, or the fact that he just has a similar setup for him to maintain with a 25. Richie Coy, though, just kind of playing it easy. He's always the long run driver, and him able to hold 3rd place with speed, I think he's going to be fine. But you see back there, still the action's around the number 47 of Ryan Hedrick for 10th. You saw him at the bottom coming up to the top. Now Malikian's going to be side by side with the 75 of Bartel and the 42 of Kyle Milliken. These guys, for whatever reason, just cannot separate from themselves early on here, which they're not losing too much time. You see the 57 of Joshua Johnson down low now on the 42 of Malikian, trying to get that nose underneath the fender, but the speed's just too strong there on corner exit for turn 3, about that 3rd lane up into the 4th lane. We saw the trucks do it, and you're probably going to see these next-gen cars do the exact same thing. Taking it to turn 1 now. See Robert Malikian, Heartbreak Kid, as our producer Dustin likes to call him all the time. Just continuing to find good positions, just find himself in a bad predicament that's not of his causing more times than not. And right now, if he can figure that out, you know, he's got some ground to make up for sure. But we're only a few laps in, and I know the long run sets are completely different here than the short run set. As you see the 14 lane now get a little wobbly off the tunnel turn exit, but still carries enough speed to get underneath the 57 and make the pass complete. And now Wayne Grossi in the 7 is looking under the 57 of Joshua Johnson here. But once again, you see that huge momentum that you get off corner exit in turn 3. Joshua Johnson able to clear Wayne Grossi almost an entire car length before they get to turn 1, jumping back to the race lead. New leader, the 31 of Jeff Chandler, makes the pass over the 25, and that opens the door for Richie Coy to do the same thing. So the 25 car of Hollingsworth drops back to 3rd place, and look at this run the 31 of Jeff Chandler has. The door was open, took the lead, and this is a replay on Nerd TV. Replay for the pass for the lead. Looking underneath the 25 in the tunnel turn, gives it up no problem. And once you run that second groove, it's kind of tight off that corner exit. 25 did the best of what he could. And then the very next corner, Richie Coy said, hey, I'm going to take that same spot. Jumping back to live now. See Richie Coy trying to make a little bit of that ground up. But everybody single file except for that 14 car Lane Allen. Oh, we got a hook there. The 14 of the 7. The 7 goes around. It's going to bring out the first caution presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. Wayne Grossi hits the inside wall, squared with his rear end, and just at the last second, we saw the number 11 of Tony Solari slide down here, and he's got a fender off that number 11 car, and his right front wheel is disconnected. I think the 14, Lane Allen, came back up the track. You're going to see right there the 14 just hooks Wayne Grossi, just trying to fit the gap, I guess. And you see him hit the back bumper square to the wall, no problem. But then if we can kick it back to Lane Allen, that's where you're going to see the impact happen with 11 and 14. Huge contact there just before corner entry. And it's going to take the whole right front clip essentially off the 11. And the 14 of Lane Allen His car looks a little bit better than what the 11's car does. See if I can get another angle of that with the 14. Here we go. There's the hook. 14's going to come back across, overcorrects, bam! And then Tony Solari just nowhere to go. Maybe just a slight late response to that. Try to go below the 14, just could not do it. And you see the fender, which is kind of new to the iRacing thing, is these panels like to fly off. So looks kind of realistic there. But his right front wheel is just not connected. You can kind of see it there. It's bouncing around. So that's as long as they haven't changed it, that's a minimum of 8 minutes required. And you see right there, thing is just vibrating really rapidly. So this is going to at least put Tony Solari 3 laps down, 2 to 3 anyways. We'll have to see what the actual number of minutes on that repair is going to look like. But as we kick it back to live, we're going to go to our first picture commercial break. We'll be back with you guys just shortly before the drop of the green flag.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back to full screen action. Well, about to be some action here as the pace car has one more corner left before we go back to green flag, which will fly on lap number 10. With a 31 of Jeff Chandler is going to resume as your race leader on this start. Richie Coy in second place, too, is outside. Hollingsworth will be in third place. As these guys are going to be on lap 10, that stage break will be on lap 30, so it's going to be a 20-lap little stint here before we're going to see the caution flag fly, unless there's another actual caution produced somewhere on the track. But watch out for these restarts. These things get pretty crazy at times, at Pocono especially. I love when they fan out. Let's see if they do it. Green. Oh, there's a huge domino effect on the inside lane there. Started by the 25, and then the 07 bumps him, and then now they're all spread out. You see the fanning happening of Mark Brannigan Jr. in the 88. Goes 3 wide to avoid a little bit of that nonsense as they go through turn 1. They're still 3 wide, about 10th place right now. One car, there's some contact, but they all save it. But you saw the 19 of Richie Coy up in the 4th lane. He learned that move from Wednesday from Kenny Brady and Peyton now. Newcomers to FTSR. They taught these guys where that line was, but still 10th place or so is really where all the racing action is at. The 47, the 88, still side by side, maybe some 3 wide, about 5 or 6 spots behind them. The 06 of Daniel Simmons inside of the 67 of James Wallace there. Still, they go 2 wide there, coming off corner exit 3. It's Colton Gum. That was the 3rd car on the top. They quickly figured that out, so now they're going to be 2 to single file here. Want to jump back to about 9th, 10th place, though. Some contact was happening here with the 81 of Tyler Gannett, and then the 07 of Robert Tracy down the massive front straightaway. Door checked before the corner. They still remain side by side, going through the second longer straightaway here. And he does back up and go single file through the tunnel turn. Oh, and Mark Brannigan, I think, through the 07 Robert Tracy deep into that corner. And Robert Tracy's going to lose more spots now, about 5 total positions lost for Mr. Tracy as he gets to turn 3. He's going to drive it deep on the outside of here at turn 3. And we just continue to see this grip coming off corner exit about 3 to 5 mile an hour faster than Mark Brannigan Jr. Clears him, no problem there. Right in front of them, though, the 81 and the 47 are going to be side by side, which this 47 of Ryan Hendrick cannot. I think I said Hendrick or Hendrick. I don't know. Hendrick clears 81, but he cannot just go single file. He's trying to, but he's getting some of the most racing action around him. Finally clears the 81. 81's going to push him deep into turn 2, going that 2-car tango. Finally releases him. And the 81 actually psyched himself out there with a high entrance. He's going to lose a 10th or so on that 47. As they still remain single file, jumping back up to the leader just to have a quick check on them. 31, Jeff Chandler coming off turn 2 to enter lap 13. Has a 2-car length advantage. Now 3 and 4. Has a great run there off turn 3 over the 19 of Richie Coy. And you're already starting to see the snake effect, trying to break the draft, but it's so hard because everyone knows exactly what you're going to do. It has all the room to chase the guy. And realistically, when you make that move to try to break the draft, that's friction. You're turning the wheel on the asphalt or concrete, whatever you're racing on, which creates friction, which doesn't make your car go as fast. So you're actually allowing the guy behind you to, close in just ever so faster. Richie makes a great tunnel turn entrance there, which I think that's going to be the key corner right there. Turn 1 is pretty simple. Turn 3 is pretty simple in my book. Turn 2, if you hit that corner just right, it's not a smooth apex on that corner. It's bumpy and it's, not a complete flat curvature there. As you see the 31 really dive down low, you're going to see a couple other guys follow suit here, playing the huge snake game. They go back to single file, though, with that run. That was Jamie Knopp, the 3rd car in that white 84, to make that move. But yeah, if you hit turn 2 just right on entrance, you can make up so much ground on someone real quick, and that'll set yourself up for that final pass in turn 3 if you want to try to make that happen there. But 31 and 19 doing some early entertainment, and if I'm correct, on Wednesday in the Martin Sports Truck Series. We saw the same thing between Peyton Howell and Kenny Brady early on in that race before they got separated. due to some incidences, but I love to see it. Just makes it entertaining for us up here watching it. But there's only 2 cars doing it. Let's see if they do it here again on the front stretch. There he goes. 31 breaks the draft place try to, and here we go. Now we got the top 5, top 6. They're all doing it here until about 8th place. Tyler Granat says, you know what? This ain't for me, Chief. I'm going to stay in line here. And now the 47-81 once again side by side, which basically all race long tonight. We have seen these two have out of here with the 07 of Robert Tracy again. It's really these 3. 47 is going to lose a little bit of time here, as he's the only car on the inside lane. Everybody else has that draft. You're going to see the 07 almost clear the 47 because and the 07 thought about making the corner early. Backed off of it, had to check up, and now the 47's still there. 2 is inside. 47 squeezes himself between the 88 Brannigan and Robert Tracy there. Gives them just enough room. Coming off corner exit, they go back single file. And there you see that huge chase game again. This time Tyler's got to make that move all the way back to 10th place. Mark Brannigan is going to make that move. Cannot get in line though. And 75 of Bartel does not want him to do that. But then here we go. We're seeing the 3rd lane here, the 75, the 47. Couple cars running the 3rd groove. You're still seeing the chase game. These guys are spaced out all over the place as they're making some moves here. I want to do a quick shout out to Nerd Wraps. It's my my baby, so to speak, is what Dustin calls it. I run in this operation, and if you're looking for a paint skin for any reason, whether if it's just for fun or if you have a promotional thing you want to do, or if you want to try to run an official season with something, or if you need just your your weekly update, head over to wraps.nerditudes.gg. It's a really simple, clean software to quickly submit your request, and I'll get to it in a timely manner. That's wraps.nerditudes.gg. As these guys continue to go around this track under green flag conditions, I'm going to kick it over to what we call Turn Up the Tudes. We're going to listen to all the engine sounds around this track. Be back momentarily. And back to full screen action there, and hopefully enjoyed all the sounds of these next gen cars going around the virtual Pocono Raceway. We are currently on lap 23, and right now the most action on the track is on your screen. Tyler Grinnell side by side with second place starter, the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth. Those guys were basically 3 wide there going through one, using multiple lanes here, which I'm super excited to see that. Coming through the tunnel turn here, you see 3 cars going above the bottom groove, which is kind of surprising. I'm really not used to seeing that. You see the 47 making a good run on the 22, utilizing that second to third groove, even through the tunnel turn. But this time going to go through turn 3 on the bottom. He gets a little bit loose. The 22 very stable and gets a great launch off corner exit. That third lane, I have not tested it myself, but here at Pocono, it looks like it is definitely a lane to utilize to at least hold your position. You're used to coming in this track knowing you have to pinch the guy on the bottom to shortcut any type of run that he can get. Oh, and the 81 of Tyler Grinnell slaps the outside wall on corner X. I think we just barely caught that on our camera. But it looks like he didn't lose any speed going down this really long second straightaway. Coming to the tunnel turn, yeah, still maintaining his speed. Oh, and the 75 of Bartel gets loose right behind, cost him separation. As one of our in-race drivers, the 27 Ryan Chapman, going to his outside here, utilizing that second to third groove, shortcuts the corner. The 75 slides up the track a little bit, almost makes some contact. You see one car really shoot down below, comes right back up. So this racing is starting to see some handling issues here, as we have now 6 laps before we're going to see stage break. These guys are trying to get themselves into the top 10, which is where the 22 was located at the time he crossed the start-finish line, 10th place. All these guys in this bubble are trying to get some stage points. Going to the chats here, Doyle Lawrence, he's saying Pocono is so technical and challenging because of the 3 different corners. You're absolutely true. You can never master all 3 with one setup because we're all just built a little differently, and minimize mistakes. You always want to do that, especially here, because if you're not mentally prepared to tackle. Oh, the 22 and the 27. I think he made some contacts. I saw some smoke come off the 22's car. Keeping it straight. The 27 passes him, the 060 Daniel Simmons passes. And it looks like the 75 of Bartel is going to get his nose to the outside of the 22 of Malikian. Going through turn 1 again. You see the 75 lose a little bit of entrance speeds. We're kicking over to Nerd TV replay. We're going to see if there was indeed some contact here. This is back in turn 2, and a little bit of wobble there from the 42 and the 47. Almost the 42 hits the outside wall, and here we go through coming to turn 3. You're going to see the 27 Ryan Chapman driving in, get to the back bumper, release him a little bit, but then gets corner exit much better. Oh, the 22 had a little bit of wobble. He just locked up the tire. Okay, so actually no contact was made. So a great save by the 22 Malikian after getting loose through the center of the corner, which it looks like the bottom of turn 1 and turn 3. That's where some of the ill handling situations have been that I have noticed so far through 27 laps here at this race. Still some great action from this mid-pack here. Jeff Chandler has just taken off. 2-second lead, 2.5. Austin Gassion up to P2, up 5 positions. He's got his own 2-second gap over third place Conor LaFrance, his teammate. So ESM, oh, the 42, Kyle Milliken is around, hits the inside retaining wall. This is going to bring out our second caution presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. And I do believe this will end the stage being within 3 laps of stage end. And if we can kick it over to the Nerd TV replay, we're going to see what exactly happened there. I saw it in the corner of my eye. 42 just coming off corner. Oh, the 25 of Hollingsworth really had a massive check up there. Got really tight on exit. The 42 did not prepare for that. Hits him in the back. It shoots him to the inside wall. 1 car involved. Heavy impact to the nose. We're going to go on board here with his roof camera. 25, check up, and slow motion here, just nowhere to go, carrying all that momentum through turn 2. Seeing the 06 saying good night as I head off to the inside wall, which this wall, what used to not be there about, what, 5 years ago? Used to not be a huge amount of grass that you could drive through, but not this time. Kicks you back onto the track, and, you know, kicking it back to live, I don't see a crazy amount of damage on that 42. So that actually might play well for him. This will be stage end, I do believe. We'll have to wait till we get final confirmation from the admin board. But as these guys are going around this track, you're going to see them at least all come down pit road, I would imagine. If this is not stage end for any reason, these guys are going to try to shortcut this stop and get them tires changed right now. The 31, the 99, 16, yep, here they all come down pit road. I do not expect a single car to stay out unless they are in desperate need of some type of point for leading the event. Still seeing no one come down pit road. Or everyone come down pit road, rather. Yep, the entire field. Oh, one car elected not to come down. Trying to figure out who that is there. It looks like maybe the 14 of Lane Allen, if I'm seeing that correctly. Yeah, that's going to be the 14 of Lane Allen, but he's going to be the lucky dog, I think. He passes, yeah. Lane Allen's going to be scored your hashtag Get a Grip Lucky Dog Award winner, as he's going to zoom by the pace car. He's going to come down pit road. He's 6 laps down from that previous incident with Tony Solari and the 7 of Wayne Grossi. So this won't put him on the lead lap, but it'll put him within 5. And I'm not sure how competitive this car is. It looks still pretty beat up, that nose. The left front fender's mangled. The right front fender's pushed in. But at least it'll get him 1 lap less, 1 lap down, which he should be coming down pit road to service of his crew this time. Yep, here he comes. But as you guys cycle through pit road and get lined up for the restart, we're going to kick it to another picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be back with you guys shortly. And back to full screen here as the 31 there of Jeff Chandler comes off of pit road P1. And the 99 of Austin Gassion, 16 Connor LaFrance, 19 Richie Coy, they all came down pit road in their respectable positions and maintained them. So we're going to see Jeff Chandler probably have another rocket ship here on this restart. The 99 of Austin Gassion, though, up 5 spots. 16, Condola France up 6. Some of your highest moving guys in this field. This is the first time they've seen some fresh air, but the 31 either led the field a little bit quicker or the 99 of Gassion checked up the outside lane. Either way, the 31 really quickly got enough space to jump in front of the 99 of Austin there. Going through turn 1, you're going to see the 31 clear himself about 3 to 4 car lengths. Just amazing amount of grip that car has. 99 of Gassion gets a little wiggle off corner exit there. Still going to clear the 16 teammates, so ESM going to be sitting P2, P3, and P5, at least going through the tunnel turn. Tyler Granat still fighting alongside the 07 of Robert Tracy. Again, these two just cannot leave each other. Going through the short straight here into turn 3, still side by side. These guys right behind them are just super fanned out, 2 wide for the next 10. They see 3 wide there almost. Corner exit, the 27 to Chapman blocks the 22 Malikian. Keeps him down there, not giving him the corner entrance he wants. He had a lift. And we'll zoom back up to the upper half of the straightaway before diving down to turn 1. 75, 37, 51. Look at Brandon Elder utilizing the 4th lane. Oh, we got a wreck in the back there. 67 of James Wallace around. I think a couple others involved in this one here, as we're going to have to kick it back and take a look exactly what we saw there in turn 1. The number 2 of Alan DeRonco has a significant amount of damage. The 25 of Hollingsworth as well. Coming off corner exit. Just gets loose, he did. Came up the track, and oh, there's the contact with DeRonco, the 25 of Hollingsworth. Oh, and then Colton Gum just gets destroyed by Alan DeRonco coming across the track. It is so tough to make that call. Your cars are going so fast around Pocono, and if you try to overcorrect and it hooks, everybody else is done for. As we're going to try to see if maybe this happened a little bit before. Oh, there was initial contact there by the 37 of Brian Dublé. Hits the 33 of Williford, which sets him up for this 3 wide here. And then the 67 just did not have the grip on corner exit. And there you see the massive contact with the 2 again. He sees some evasive maneuver by the 14, 17. I think that was a 6 of James Torrey as well. 3 guys going down below the dotted yellow line to try to avoid that one. We're going to go on board with the 14 lane now and see how he had to go around this wreck. He sees it happening now. There's the smoke. Brake. Go down inside. And actually, it looked a lot cleaner than what... And he had one more of the 25 there to try to avoid. But that flat part, or not flat, but that part below the race surface, the apron, is super bumpy. So even that alone, you have to be cautious of how you try to maneuver that part of the racetrack down there. But that last caution that we had did end stage break. Never saw the official word on it, but we went through that, got the restart, and everything looked fine. So stage break, that was official there. Jeff Chandler gets 10 points bonus for leading that break. And I think this 31's going to get some more bonus points here, at least for leading the most laps, maybe top 5. I don't know, but this guy's got a rocket ship. But if the 99 of Austin Gassion can just get a little bit of better restart this time, maybe, just maybe, we can see some competition for this 31. I think what we're going to do now is jump to one of our iRock 93.5 Rock Station in-race reporters. It's going to be the number 19 of Richie Coy. See if I can get a word with him. Richie Coy, this is Jeremy in the Nerd booth. You got a copy?
What's up, nerds? How's it going?
It's going great, man. Doing this thing solo, having a great time, and this is a pretty competitive race so far, just like the trucks were. A lot of side-by-side here, especially mid-pack for sure. But I've seen that the 99, 16, and the 31 kind of have the advantage so far. Do you think you have anything, at least on the long run, if you can get it, to get back to them?
Maybe, I don't know about the 99 and the 16. I don't even know about Jeff. I'm just hanging on by a thread here. I mean, like I said, you all know this ain't my favorite racetrack, so I'm just hanging on.
Yeah, I took you to the truck race. You started in the back. You did mention that last week coming into Pocono, which you mentally prepared for that. But then somehow you passed, I think, 15, 20 trucks, and you found yourself top 5, or I forget the exact number, but If we can get the long run, do you have enough practice do you think you can stay within the top five?
Yeah, I think I think I definitely have a top five car tonight. I don't know if we have a winning car tonight. We might need to do a little strategy to get that win, but definitely a top five car, and we'll see how it goes. Anything can happen. It's Pocono. It's the tricky triangle. People wreck without getting hit by getting hit, and all kinds of stuff happen here. You never know what's going to happen.
100%. And then just one more question too, while we got a little extra time. Did you recover after Saturday when we ended that 24-hour race?
Yeah, you guys, I had to leave early because I went actual racing with my real race car Saturday night. So after I did my last stint Saturday morning, I had to go load up the car and then drive an hour and a half to get to the racetrack and then raced until about 11 o'clock Saturday night.
So no sleep. Did you catch up on Sunday morning?
A little bit, but I did get up to
Okay.
watch the F1 race. So,
Oh, there you go. Likewise, man. Well, we got one lap to go. Good luck, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later on this evening.
all right, if you get bored, feel free to try to pull me up there in the green if you want, as long as we're on the straightaway. I don't care.
I will take it. So yeah, if you have some space around you, I'll might entertain that idea for you.
All right, man.
10-4. 19 of Richie Coy giving us a gift if we want to pull him during the green flag SRX style. I'm kind of liking that idea. What do you guys think in the chats if you are currently listening to my voice? Should we see some green flag pull-ins for interviews? I'd like to know if you like that idea or if it's just a bad idea overall. We got about 2/3 of a lap left. We got to break it down into thirds because there's 3 corners. There's no 25% away around this track. Come to turn 2, so almost halfway around this track. But we're going to back the green flag on lap 36. Remember, there's scheduled 100 laps. So we're going to have 65 laps to go at the line. I did say earlier the 99 of Austin Gassion. Let's see if he can get a better restart over Chandler, at least not let Chandler lead him out to over a car length advantage at the drop of the green flag. So I'd love to see if ESM has a chance of maybe cracking the lead for our second lead change of the night. Doyle Lawrence, teammate, painter, all that good stuff for Jeff Chandler. Saying it's seriously loose, and Jeff would love a long run. I know I would like to see a long run to see what the strategies are going to play out, but I also love seeing side-by-side restarts. So either way, I guess it's technically fine with me, though, by myself broadcasting. Oh, here we go. Green flag is out. 16 actually bumps the 31. Counterintuitive for the 99 of Gassion. He helped shove the competitor out in front of him, and Jeff Chandler's going to easily slide up in front of Austin. Now the 16, I think, is going to give way to the 99 to go to the bottom. He does so there. So ESM's going to resume second and third, but Richie Coy here to spoil the party. Going to get a great launch off corner exit. Going to pass the 16. Easy. Tyler Grinnell's trying to get with his teammates there. Still side by side with Robert Tracy. Side by side. These guys have been basically all 36 laps around this 2.5 mile Pocono Raceway. Coming through turn 3 here. Top 5 or 6 single file. Then you see a bunch of cars on that third lane, which if you guys remember about 10 years or so ago when they repaved that third groove up there, everyone and their mother all ran that upper lane because it was fresh asphalt, so much grip, and well, you don't see it anymore visually, but that grip is still there, and those guys are utilizing it 3 wide, at least almost through turn 1 here. The 84 of Jamie Knopp gets to the inside of Mark Brannigan, clears the 27, and look at that one car. I think it's Ryan Hedrick maybe up in the 4th lane, almost scraped the wall there on corner exit. Looks like it keeps it straight and keeps it moving. Through the tunnel turn here. Single file, a bunch of white cars lined up right here, and then all the colors right behind them. Bunch of side-by-side still going on. The 22 Malikian trying to clear the Bartel, which those two have been, racing each other for a while. 33 trying to clear corner exit here. That's the 51 of Brandon. I think that Brandon was the one who actually scraped that wall there on turn 1 exit. Going down the long straightaway into turn 1, almost the entire field at this point running single file. Really close race now there. Daniel Simmons all over the back bumper of Jamie Knopp. In the 31 of Chandler, already trying to break the draft. Looks like Richie Coy's found himself in third place still. All over the back bumper of the 99, so maybe he has a little more speed than what he's advertising to us in the booth. But he came into this week, last Monday, during his interview, he said, I'm not good here. And then he passes a bunch of trucks on Wednesday, gets himself in a great position. And then here on the Cup Series, he learned a little bit from this past Wednesday and is carrying that momentum and running inside the top three a third of the way through this race. See a little 5-car separation between the 07 of Robert Tracy and the 81 of Tyler Ganaugh. You got some two wide. Oh, Ryan Chapman almost gets to the back of the 75 here. Corner exit. Looks like he's going to try to maybe get to the outside, which he does. The 75 TJ Bartel does not get the best corner exit. Coming through tunnel. I think usually the inside has the preferred grip, but the 75 just can't make it stick. It's going to allow Ryan Chapman to he does clear the 75 Bartel. Let's see if he throws it in deep into turn 3. Does not. Well, he kind of did. He lost the early entrance. It's going to push the 33 wide a little bit. Going to slow them down. It's going to keep the 22 and the 51 side by side until the start-finish line. They single it out. Just a couple spots in front of them. Those guys are starting to chase each other around, and there's that huge gap. Now top 5, 1 second separation. Everybody scattering across turn 1 here. Second lane, third lane being used all over the place, giving the Denny Hamlin to Kyle Larson treatment, except for the actual wall contact. Finding the way back to the tunnel turn here. This is one of the hardest corners to run side by side in because it's such a quick, sharp corner. You carry a lot of speed down that straightaway to make that happen. You have to hit your marks perfectly if you want to get a good run, or else either your run gets pinched off there on the bottom, or you get pushed too tight on the top, and you find yourself in that outside wall. 27 Chapman, hella loose there, going off corner exit 3. He's going to lose the spots to the 33 of Sherwood Williford, the 42 Kyle Milliken, and the 57 of Joshua Johnson trying to make the pass as well, just could not do it. Gets the corner exit here. 27, really conservative exit. And I think this is going to allow the 57 to make that pass, but there's a lot of congestion in front of him at the same time. And he does make the pass still. So those guys will go single file. Jumping up a few more spots. You see the Tyler Ganaugh, the 22 though of Robert Malikian. They were side by side through tunnel turn. They've now gone back single file. 22 once again trying the bottom here, and I just love the amount of lanes and different racing grooves that these guys are finding around this track. At one point a while ago, every time I see this track on the schedule, I think to myself, this is not going to be a fun race to watch or to race in. It's just your average track. But here, as of recently, this track has just picked up so many grooves, and it's been... Ooh, the 51 of Elder almost came up into the 81 of Tyler Granaux's left rear quarter panel. Lifts and brakes enough to avoid him, but this is going to cost him 3 to 4 spots going down the second longer straightaway in the track. It's going to be side by side with Williford, and actually he clears him. Now Joshua Johnson trying to make that corner exit to pass him. Is a little bit of a draft help, but not able to clear this time. Elder's got the fight at the bottom. Oh, misses the corner entrance. Almost came up into the 42's door panel there. One in the grass. That's Elder, and he's going to get loose and saves it. That little rumble strip in grass is not friendly to these cars going 135 plus in that corner. And if you touch that, the whole corner's flat. So if you lose any amount of grip, your car does not like it, and it sends you. So great save there by Brandon Elder. Jumping to your race leader all by himself on a different zip code. You see it there on the right-hand side of your screen. 1.79 second separation between him and the 19 of Richie Coy. And we're about 10 laps or so into this run. We're going to bring up our iRacing iFlag track map to see what 10 laps around Pocono looks like. Which to me, surprisingly, I said in the beginning of this broadcast it was going to be spaced out, and I kind of lied to you. It is a little spacey, but all the cars minus one is still occupying just one section of the track on the front stretch. So really goes to show how much more racier this facility has gotten overall here. 25 of Hollingsworth. Remember, he started P2. That guy's now recorded 18th that last time by. So continuing to struggle to find some long run racing speed in this car. He had that one lap qualifying, did wonders for him. But right now in the race, he was involved in that caution, but I noticed early on he dropped back to 5th, 6th, 7th, got involved in that wreck. But he just, either the lack of grip in that car overall, he's unable to make some passes that we thought we were going to see him do early in this race. Cycling back through to the top 5, Austin Gassion in 5th place, behind the 07 of Tracy and Mark Brannigan Jr., behind his teammate there in the 99. That's going to put ESM currently 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 9th. All 4 of those guys are home well inside of the top 10, which is what we have been very accustomed to seeing as of this season in 2023B. Quick shout out to one of our partners, Martin Sports, home of the sim gloves of all of sim racing. Please check these guys out. They make so much different products for the sim world. Scott Martin at Martin Sports just puts so much in the community. If you're in any type of league, you know exactly where he's going to be. He's going to be presenting either the series sponsor like we do here on Wednesdays. He's putting in money. He's putting in race seat time. He's doing it all. And he provides a lot of cool stuff like, fully sublimation jerseys printed with the fullest color, zero bleed, fastest turnaround in the business because he does everything at his shop, no third party used. He makes racing gloves, which are the best, and we've continuously shouted those out. He makes custom embroidered hats and other t-shirts too. Just everything you basically need, minus the pants. He's got you covered. And you're going to find everything at martinsports.gg and use that promo code SUPERNERD for 25% off anything you purchase from Martin Sports. A lot of racing action in your screen right now. Off turn 3, you see the 0. Oh, the 33 of Williford is going around, hits the inside wall, barely misses the water barrels. That's a huge break because that would have ended his 9th, but just some damage to the rear. The 33 is going to bring out your 4th caution presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. Then we're going to do a quick snap of the replay to see. I think the 06 in front got loose, and then the 57, I don't know if he just didn't realize that 33 was going to brake check it. Oh, there's actually some more contact there. Right on the bottom of the screen. I think the 57 got rear-ended by one of the, I think it was Brandon Elder or Ryan Hedrick, I couldn't tell, but you're going to see the spin there. He's going to come back on the track, and bam, that was Ryan Hedrick. Just cleans him out there. 2 boomerang drivers right there making contact. And I don't know what the 57 was actually doing. I think, at least on my end, he had the car saved. And then at that point, he drove back up the track. And then just the 47, he came down low expecting Joshua Johnson to shoot back up the track. And they just kind of met at the same time at a huge different rate of speed. On board here, the 57 hooks the 33 with a little bit of a checkup, drives up the track, and bam! You see that huge whack, huge impact there. I don't know, the 57 might be okay, but the 47 with that front nose damage at a really fast track where aerodynamics are so important. I have no idea how that's going to affect this car. We're going to go on board the 47. You see exactly what he saw. He saw the 57 shoot. He was like, oh, no. And then the 57 finally got his grip back. And there's the contact made. And if you remember last week, too, at New Hampshire, I just remembered all 4 boomerang drivers got involved in one single wreck. I think it was on a restart on the front stretch. And so continued headaches from the Boomerang Motorsports camp. This time collecting 2 of their 4 drivers. But we're going to kick it back to another picture-in-picture commercial break. Get back with you guys shortly before the green flag.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel.
And returning to full screen here, we have 1 lap left, or just shy of 1 lap, before we're going to go back to green flag. Going to be resuming exactly halfway in this event, lap 51. And I think we're going to bring in our race leader, the number 31, Jeff Chandler. See if we can't get a word with him. Jeff Chandler, this is Jeremy, the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
I got you. What's going on?
Hey, man. Rocking this thing solo tonight, and figured we could bring in some extra drivers. We've highlighted some drivers in the past, but figured we'd give a quick shout out to you. Doing this thing solo yourself on your team and just have a blistering fast car. I'm just going to give you one question. Do you think if you can get a long run, this speed's going to be sustainable?
Absolutely. I just put a lot of laps on this thing, and it just doesn't fall off. It's crazy. I don't know what it is about it. I wish I could bottle it up and put it in every one, but it's great on the long run, too. I got to run. Fixing to go green.
Heck yeah. Yes, sir. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That was Jeff Chandler there, driving the 31 Chevrolet Camaro, Bruzy Raceway, and that's a great thing to hear, is to hear this car does not fall off. It has speed, and he wants to bottle up and bring it everywhere. If you could do that, that'd be excellent. But green flag is out. A little bit of bumper tag, about 5th, 6th, 7th place there on both inside and outside lanes. They don't seem to reckon. They don't seem to space out, other than maybe Conor LaFrance looking to the inside of the 31. Just cannot stick it down there enough to have some grip. Oh, but 31 actually does slide up into the 3rd lane. 16, Conor LaFrance didn't go side by side. Austin Gassion trying to do anything to help his teammate. Gets a little more momentum than what 19 can provide to the 31. This is the strongest chance. Oh, and 99 almost makes contact with the 31. That would have been a heartbreak there. Able to maintain it. Almost hits 19 Richie Coy as well. But the 16 of Conor LaFrance is going to make the 2nd lead change of this evening, as long as he can get through turn 3. And there he goes. 2nd lead change of the 16. Conor LaFrance does lead a lap, but the 31 is just carrying so much more speed. He's going to shoot it to the top. Probably going to utilize the 3rd lane. Going to go upper 2nd, puts his right wheels onto the 3rd groove, gets that extra launch. Coming off corner exit here. Really stable, clean pack all the way that time through turn 1. 16, Conor LaFrance utilizing the side draft to keep side by side with Jeff Chandler through the tunnel turn. And there's all she wrote. 31 Jeff Chandler gets back to the race lead for your 3rd lead chain amongst 3 different drivers this evening. And he's about 2 to 3 car lengths, and there it is. Yep, 3, 4, 5 car length separation there. 31 is gone, jumping back to a few spots to 88. Mark Brannigan Jr. just drafting the 07 to Robert Chasey down this Long Pond straightaway. Entering turn number 1. These guys still remain pretty busy here. His teammates 99, 88 side by side. Jamie Knupp trying to get himself in the picture. Does not get to him in time before Austin closes that door. Jeff Chandler playing the snake game already, and so does the top 5. They all play along in that game, which you're going to continue to see in this second half of this event. Good battle there through the tunnel turn. Malikian almost hitting the door panel. The 75 Bartel maximizing every ounce of side draft he can. Gets a great launch into the corner, just can't hold corner exit. TJ Bartel is going to use that strip of grip there in turn 3 and just launches off corner exit 2. Oh, we got a little slow up there from the 99 and 84, but looks like they're all going to stay single file entering turn 1 this time. .75 utilizing that grip up there in the 3rd lane. Once again keeps to the 22's door panel here, going down what I call the backstretch anyways. Makes the pass happen just purely off of the momentum that you're getting off the upper corner. And you see Brandon Elder. Oh, he makes contact. Oh no, Ryan Chapman, our in-race reporter, just absolutely destroys the inside wall, and somehow, some way, there is not a caution out for that one. Brandon has been running so high up in every single corner. This time gets too tight and comes down just enough to clip the right front fender of the 27. And here on the iRacing service, and in real life for the most part, if you have an outside car hit the right front fender of the inside car, you're all but done here. There's the contact. Boop. Deleted. 27. End of message. That is going to be the end of Ryan Chapman's night tonight with his whole clip sliding up the track. No debris caution here on iRacing, so you see that huge bumper bar there on the front. No aerodynamics. I don't see anything broken as far as suspension goes. I'm going to go on board the 27, and there's the contact. And there's the end of the 27's night. Finding the inside wall, hard impact. He's the left front fender flopping. He loses one of the grill inlets on the hood. Front bumper slides off right here. Goodbye. That's such a hard impact too. I'm glad that was a virtual car because that would have been huge. And Ryan Chapman, 27, does back out of the server, so officially retired for him. It's going to drop him back all the way to about 26. Oh, we got another wreck on the track. The number 7 of Wayne Grassi off of turn number 1. He's going to bring out the 5th caution presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. I saw him real quick sliding right off corner exit here. Not exactly sure what happened. We're going to kick it to Nerd TV replay. And it looks like it might involve the 06 or the 51 corner exit. The 06, Daniel Simmons, gets a little loose in a same exact situation as Ryan Chapman almost, where you get hit in the right front fender, sends your car to the inside, and bam, smashes the outside or the inside wall. Here you get another look from one of our TV angles. 06 comes down, boop, hits him. 7 hits the wall, does a great job blocking it up. Not as much damage as Ryan Chapman, obviously, because he had a little more space to slow up and whatnot. But that would happen right in front of Brandon Elder, who just made that contact. Forward with the Wayne Grassi here, possibly slow motion. Yep, there it goes there. Kind of lagged that camera out there, but man, oh man, we're going to try to go slow motion here. There's another contact. View of it from that roof camera. We're going to go in. Here's the 51 of Brandon Elder here coming off corner exit slow motion. There's the contact. The 06 just got a little loose to not go up as far as what he would like. And then Brandon Elder squeaks by, maybe loses some paint there on the outside door panel. But those guys managed to not wreck themselves and continue going straight. As we're back to live here, we're going to bring it to, once again, another picture-in-picture. Quick commercial break. We'll be back with you guys probably a lap before to try to talk to someone else in the field. And back to full screen here as we have now got the 1 lap to go signal. And we're going to be restarting this race on lap 60. So it'll be 41 laps between now and the finish. And we're going to jump to our Nerd TV top 10 recap to cover the top 10 guys here and see where all the action's been on the standings. Jeff Chandler started 4th, quickly found himself in the race lead. And for just one little moment between him and Connor, outside of that, he has not looked back, just been continuing to be the fastest car on the track. It said his car does not fall off on a long run either. So he's good to go, whether it's short or long run. And he's got 40 laps to prove that. Connor LaFrance, 2nd place, up 7 spots from 9th to 2nd. The ESM boys are just continuing to show great speed here at Pocono. Richie Coy started 1st, quickly lost the lead. He has not lost the top 5, but his car is very good. He says he can finish top 5 for sure, maybe even a podium. Robert Tracy up 2 spots. This guy has been really fast at Pocono all night long, keeping himself in the top 5 picture for sure. 88 Mark Brannigan Jr. going to be restarting in 5th. He started 11th, so he's up 6 spots. And then his teammate right behind him, the 99 of Austin Gassion, only up 1 position, and at one point found himself in 2nd place. He's got some work to do to get around these guys. Jamie Knopf in 8th, down 4 spots from 3rd to 7th. TJ Bartel, he's also down 3 spots from 5 to 8th. Robert Malikian from 13th to 9th, he's up 4. Let's see if he can do to maybe crack the top 5. In 10th place, started 10th, so 0 net gain. Tyler Gannott, the last guy for ESM. Pace car makes the sharp corner down pit road and green flag once again. This time it's a dead heat between the 31 and the 16. The 16 already trying to get some side draft. It's going to work for him. 31's going to slide back up, not try to push the issue so much there. Going through turn 1, we're 3 wide. Jamie Knopf in the middle of the 75 and the 88. And now the 22 is going to slide up for that 3-0 picture. Oh, and Jamie Knopf pushes TJ Bartel up to the wall. Does not make contact, though. They stay straight. That was a close call there on that corner exit. Race lead continued to be side by side up until right now. The 16 gives it up to the 31. And this is probably all that she wrote here. But 31's going to try, actually. He gets a great launch through the tunneled corner. We're going to go 2 by 2 for the race lead. Continuing, let's see if this will be the 4th lead change this evening. Which I don't know if that's going to hold true. Nope. There's just so much grip there on turn 3. Hopefully at this point everyone knows if you're going to make that pass, it needs to be on the top side on the 3rd lane. That is just where everyone needs to go if they're wanting to make a pass. Single file through the top 10. A couple cars about 10th place utilizing that 3rd groove already here. The 75 Bartel, the 51 of Brandon Elder continues to use those lines every single lap. Still impressing me at this point that turn 1 has some extra grip. We're going to see on board, or not on board, but TV camera for the 75. See if we can't watch his lane, him and the 51 of Elder. Elder especially just been 3rd, 4th groove every single lap going through turn 3. Just not leaving that 3rd groove. Getting a great launch there. Gets close to the 2nd groove, but gets that great launch, and there he goes. Right around the 84 of Jamie Knopf. The 22, Robert Malikian's going to try to do the same thing. Going through turn 1. Let's see if the 75 utilizes that 3rd lane once again. And yet, doesn't even make an effort for the 2nd groove. There you see Brandon Elder 4 lanes up through turn 1. Comes off corner exit, gets great launch, but gets throttled there by the 22. As he did not get to the great launch. And that's the thing, though. If you're going to utilize that 3rd groove and 4th groove, you're utilizing more tire wear. And if you can't get the launch off the corner because someone's in front of you, you just lost some extra grip and did not advance your position. So it's kind of a strategy call of when to go up there and make that pass, when to not. You know it feels comfortable, but what cost is it going to bring to you and your team? Is he still trying to do it with the 75? This time they have open track in front of him. Able to use that momentum. Clear the 22, a little bit of an open track here until they get to the 88 of Brannigan Jr. But that brings the top 10 back single file until the 84 Knopf re-dives it down to the bottom of the 22 and able to clear him. Excellent power move on corner exit, able to get the job done there. 22 looked for a moment, does not try for it, but Jamie Knopp trying to leapfrog himself in front of now the 51 of Elder, who Elder has been running that third groove through here this entire time. The least amount of grip of the three corners to try to do that with. I'm surprised he's even running it at this point. But this is the big one right here. 84 going to second groove. The 51 is going to go to groove 3. But watch this run if he gets it off corner exit. Doesn't get as much. He still gets more. Dead heat at the line. Barely clears the 84 at the line that time. Going back to turn 1, same story, over and over. The 51 into the fourth groove. Middle of the corner, keeping that speed, jumping back to your race lead momentarily. 16 has finally lost that steam, but Robert Tracy in third place. He might have a chance here for second place, the way the 16 was trying to keep up with the 31, which we know at this point no one has anything for Mr. Jeff Chandler. Doyle on the chats saying, let's go, Jeff. And nice job holding on to it, LaFrance. Yeah, excellent job there. I know those comments were made quite a few laps prior and just now getting to those. So, but yeah, he did a great job holding on to that machine, not putting it in the wall. Still top 10, almost all single file except for one car, close to 10th place. That's the 51 of Elder, finding himself on the bottom of turn 1 this time. Don't see that often for this car through 64 laps now in this event. Brings it 36 laps to go. As you're riding on the back bumper of LaFrance, the 16 here going through the tunnel turn, which it looks like he has a little more speed, at least that time through that corner. Going to turn 3. It looks like for the most part these guys are going to go single. And even right there, you see how the 07 entered a little wide, lifted a little bit more, cut it down, and was able to get a good launch through center, just could not hold it through corner exit. They gave it a valiant effort, but they remaining single file. And everybody else, not a single car too wide that time across the line. 51 of Elder continue to run that top. I want to give another shout out to one of our partners here. This time our series sponsor, Mach-1 Performance Race Fabrication Shop, that was started by the late Johnny Coy Jr. The shop has produced champions and winners of all sorts of racing divisions. They've helped from road circuits like the SCCA to NASA and more, dirt and pavement oval racing. So if you're kind of in their area and looking for a quality shop to get your car worked on, look no further. Check them out. Facebook.com/Mach-1 Performance. And if they're in your area, reach out to them. I'm sure they'd love to take your call or email, however you want to do that. See what they can't do for your race car today. Lap 67, scheduled 100. 34 laps to go around this place. If they do finally get the long green flag run we're all hoping for, it'll be a one-stop shop to the end. I would imagine most of these guys have at least 2 sets of tires behind the pit wall to utilize. So we might see that happen around lap 80, I would say around at the latest. That's, of course, if you're looking at my fantastic playbook I love calling out. Dropping back a little bit through the field, you see the 67 here of James Wallace. Got a moment there, half a lap ago. You see the 33 of Williford really just tangoing him around that 41 of Alan Crowell. Carries so much more speed with that draft. It's so important at this track. If you're going to try to utilize some teamwork to get around a car like that, worked perfectly for him. Focusing now on the 81 of Tyler Grinnell and the 42 of Kyle Milliken. Down straightaway number 2. Going to keep side by side going to the tunnel. 81 backs up the corner entry. Oh, contact was made actually. It's the 42. Oh, and the 81 saves it. No, he's going around. Contact. I don't know how he didn't spin that thing. One little mistake from the 42 sends Tyler Gurnall into the outside wall. Huge impact as we're going to try to catch a little bit of replay action. TV angle here again from the 42-81. Corner exit is where the contact happens. Actually, more in the center, really. Saves it initially, did a great job. 33 Williford just heads up driving, gets to the inside, barely avoids them. 81 though overcorrects to the outside wall. Everybody else scatters, and we remain green flag. Seeing one more angle of this here. There's the incident. There's the loose. Ooh, that was so close from Alan Crowell's heads up there. Man, that was what, not even 6-inch separation between the two bumpers there. That could have been a lot worse, a lot more worse than what that was. Doyle Lawrence on the chats too, jumping back to live. He's saying green flag pit stops, you might see the front runners do fuel only. Well, I know you're in the 31s camp, and he's got a second and a half lead over everybody else. Maybe it's a prediction of the 31's pit stop, maybe doing fuel only. He said he's not losing speed on the long run, so why waste the time changing the tires if you're not really getting an advantage? We saw it at New Hampshire last week with Gassion doing that late stop, or late call to not stop, and it worked out for him. So these next gens have much more durable tires, even as of previous. So be something to look out for, as I predict in about 10 laps, maybe 15 tops. We're going to see him come down pit road. It's going to leave about 15-20 laps left in the race. It's going to be a great time to do a shortcut and make that happen. Another partner shout out for one of our guys here supporting the Nerditudes. This time it's going to be iRacing iFlag. It's a standard and open source race marshalling. It's a 64 LED system, custom 3D printed to your liking, whether if you want it by itself or on a stand or with a light cover, or any way you want it, with your number printed on it, your name, your logo, whatever you want to do. These guys got you to complete your sim rig. It brings up to 30 different iRacing notifications directly into your sim rig or wherever you're racing, really. Just plugs in one simple cable via USB-A. Software, not super intuitive as far as setup goes. Plug it in, does a quick demo, and boom, load up iRacing and you're good to go. You can change the brightness, you can change how often things flash. Really cool unit. Head over to iRacingIFlag.com, and whatever you do purchase from him, over at Jeff from iRacing iFlag, use that code SUPERNERD. It's going to save you 15% off anything you purchase from iRacingIFlag.com. Action on the track here is 07 to the 99. That's Austin Gassion, Robert Tracy. This is for 4th and 5th place. Still side by side after the tunnel turn. The 88 of Brannigan's going to help his teammate go through the short straightaway, at least try to, but Robert Tracy is in that corner groove that is preferred. Gets a little bit of a launch off the corner, able to clear Gassion, as we are accustomed to seeing that third lane do so. 16 of Connor LaFrance goes all the way to the very bottom of the track to break any kind of draft. Side by side with Richie Coy, this is your battle for second place, so the top 5 have really started to heat up things here. If your name's not Jeff Chandler, of course, everybody else is still trying to dogfight inside this top 5. Temporarily, Connor LaFrance holds off Richie Coy. Richie looking low. Doesn't have the nose, but he's going to make the pass, drive it in deep. The 16 gives him all the room. Very courteous heads up there. Richie Coy now goes back to P2. Really tight battle here. 07, 88 almost make contact there. Coming off corner exit. Pretty scattered through turn 3. Going to the front straightaway. Remain side by side here as they get to lap 74. 27 laps to go in the Pocono 250. Yeah, it's My producer Dustin in my ear, keying in some valuable information that these ESM guys utilizing strategy. You can definitely do it here. You can block the lane. You can slow up one lane to let the other guy pass. That's probably what we saw there, allowing them to get around the 0-7 for sure. Oh, the 16 Conor France messes up 99 of Austin Gassion's exit there. That's another ESM guy. He gets a little messed up there and through the tunnel turn. So the 16 is starting to fall back a few spots. It's going to put him in 4th place. Corner exit here. Doyle Lawrence on the chat saying, great job. That was a close one there with those guys. It sure was. Appreciate all the feedback that you've given us throughout the entire season, really. Just been there every single race, all race long. And you're also saying with 15 laps or less, fuel only. So that's the call from Doyle Lawrence. 15 laps to go or less, we're going to see fuel only. And if your playbook's better than mine, well, I'm going to pass off my strategy book to you because you're very pronounced in the chats. Appreciate you. Oh, the 0-7 of Tracy into the corner exit wall there of turn 2. It's going to slow him up a little bit more right in front of Jamie Knopp, who likes not to try to pass him through. And I don't see much damage done physically to the car, but it looks like a little slow through turn 3 that time. Jamie Knopp passes him. Robert Malikian's going to make the same thing happen down the straightaway here. Curious to know what that damage looks like internally in that car as he loses 2 spots after making that wall contact. 99 Austin Gassion getting around the 19 of Richie Coy. This is for 2nd and 3rd position. So Richie Coy at the moment might be starting to slow down just a touch here. The 16 I thought was backing up, but now he's putting fire underneath the 19. 19 just really tight through the tunnel turn, loses a bunch of speed. It's going to allow Conor LaFrance to get to the inside of him as they're going to go through the 2nd and 3rd grooves here. Directly side by side on corner exit. Richie gets that momentum a little bit, just too tight of a car, I think. And the 16 is going to utilize all the side draft down this straightaway. Pulls away at the last second to break the draft that the 19 have on. So a little bit of contact with the 88-19. It's trying to make Richie look out the rearview mirror. More of this team strategy, I would only assume. He's going to try to get 16 clear, which he does so off of turn 2. Or turn 1, rather. This is all allowing the 31 of Chandler to go 2.5 second lead over 2nd place here. As Mark Brennigan Jr. does make the pass with Conor LaFrance, this is going to push Richie Coy back to 5th place. ESM now owns 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tyler Grinnell not having the best night compared to the other teammates. He's still running in 12th to complete that 4-team lineup here. And here we go. 22 Robert Malikian down pit road for your first guy. Down pit road. And here we go on lap 78. Dustin saying in my ear, this might be an accurate call. We're going to see the 22s down pit road on my book. And 22 is getting some tires changed. The number 9, Colby Mice, misses his pit stall. The 75, he's on 4 fresh set of Goodyear tires. So far, it looks like these guys are wanting to take tires and fuel, every single one that's pitted. So far, the first 5 guys to pit. So Doyle, so far, your strategy book looks just like mine. As you see the 84, Jamie Knopp, he's going to surrender the top 10, come down pit road to service his crew. You see Tyler Gernot do that. I think it was the 33 of Williford, the 07 Robert Tracy, 42 Kyle Milliken, he's coming down pit road. 06 Daniel Simmons, this is on lap 79. Actually, you said 15 to go or less. This is still 20 plus, so I'm going to apologize. You're still in that window. Ignore me there. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, my book's even more incorrect than what it's been previous. But yeah. At least on that call anyways. But yeah, Dustin did correct me. I said 20 laps roughly, and they're basically right at lap 80. So I'll take some credit for myself. Appreciate you, Dustin, in my ear telling me that. You know, I don't get those successes too often on the play call anyways. But see, Sherwood Williford, he's down pit road here. So this is close to about half the field really that's made their pit stops. Waiting for these leaders to make their run down pit road. Right now, if I was ESM, they're running second, third, fourth. Maybe shortcut that pit stop to gain that little bit advantage over that 31. And as I say that, the 31 of Jeff Chandler calling his pit stop this time by. This is going to be right at 20 to go. Now we're getting close to Doyle's timing. Will he take tires, or will he just try to extend his lead? He said he had no fall off lap time comparison wise to himself. Don't speed down pit road, don't make mistakes, as we've stated earlier. 19 of Richie Coy is going to give up top 5. He's going to same exact lap as the race leader Jeff Chandler. Austin Gassion does lead that lap, so the 5th lead change of this evening is official. 31, 4 tire stop, left jack is up. 19 Richie Coy, same thing, getting 4 fresh virtual Goodyear. So far everyone is taking tires. It looks like the 17 there of Loomis, he's taking tires as well. Now it's time for these race leaders to do so, and Mark Brannigan Jr. going to separate from his teammates. 88 is going to come down on lap 81, down to speed at the right moment. Good entrance there. I think the 57 of Joshua Johnson's calling his pit entrance maybe next time by. Heard his voice come on the chat briefly. You see the gap currently, your 2 race leaders right now. 9-second separation between 3rd place and those 2 guys there. 14:57 are racing each other pretty hard as they're by themselves. That is for 4th and 5th place. I have not heard anything on the radio as far as these guys coming down pit road. Everyone else has basically done so. You have to come down, I think, at this point, unless you do the call. Nope, there he is, getting down to pit road, a little left to right, getting a little loose. Able to get down right at the line. Good entrance there. As we have 18 laps to go in this event. 57 did not come down pit road this time. Must have been communicating with the 14 is what I heard on the radio. And so we got basically 5 or 6 cars left to go. Little radio chatter between the 88 and the 19. They weren't the most pleasant of words, but this is a pretty good battle here coming off turn 3. 2 guys side by side. 19 and 88 still doing some verbal sparsing with each other. 5-car battle here. All these guys have fresh tires, so this is basically just a run to the end. Trying to get in their positions and take off. We're still waiting the leaders to come down. Actually, 99 Gassion looks like he did come down. Oh, then it didn't. Now it's Joshua Johnson's turn. We're waiting for him. Him and the 37 Dublé is the only 2 people really left to go before we cycle through, I believe. Still side by side, even through the tunnel. Turn, these guys will not let each other go. Turn 3. 4 cars on the top, 1 on the bottom, and Richie Coy, the only car on the bottom, is going to make the pass happen. A little slide action off the rear tires from the 19. It's not going to allow him to grip the corner exit. The 88 of Mark Brannigan Jr. is going to swoop to the bottom, get the side draft, go side by side. Going to try to make the pass happen here on quarter entrance. Door contact, more door contact, all the way through the corner. Still keeping it straight. Close. Oh, man. You don't want to get too close. The air on these cars will sometimes kick you sideways. As we saw on the trucks this past Wednesday, we saw Pocket Air spin someone right off corner exit turn 1. Just squeezes himself between the 22 and the 19. Excellent hard racing from this pack of cars here. This is just outside the top 5, at least on the current scoring tower. And the 19 finally gets cleared. The 88 gets a little wobbly off corner exit's going to allow the 22 Malikian to get the run on the top side. He's going to be able to get, I think, almost clear Mark Brennigan Jr. to turn 1, as momentarily this group is kind of settled down. It's 84 Knop's going to pass the 75, no problem. And until he gets loose off corner exit, going to give that spot right back. Excellent hands from Jamie Knopp to not spin that car around the corner. Side by side, still 88-22. This is a battle for 8th and 9th position on the track. I still see Joshua Johnson still running as your race leader, and Brian Dubois 2.5 back at him as we are approaching 14 to go this time. This is the window. This is as if Doyle is correct. We are under the 15 to go. If he comes down pit road, he's got to hold off 19 seconds from your race leader. It's actually Austin Gassion in the 16 of Carnival of France. They're in front of Jeff Chandler. If I'm not mistaken, they might have taken 2 tires, which they won this race, or they won last week doing the same thing with the strategy call. And this time they have a 2nd and 2-second advantage over the 31 who's ran this race in the lead basically all night long. Ever since the drop of the green flag, I was able to get around Richie Coy. So these guys are pitted, and it looks like they're maintaining pace of 31. So far, looking at it visually by lap times, it's an excellent call once again. But when that 57 comes down pit road, we're going to see if 2 tires versus potentially no tires is the way to go. Staying this late, I would imagine no tires for the 57 and the 37. Team strategy, by the way. 2 team cars doing this. Same thing as the 99 and 16. Both team cars. So, huge team strategies playing out tonight. Looking on board back. Richie Coy passing the C7 to James Wallace. That is for a position on track. 19 makes quick work of them. Now these guys are still kind of side by side. Little push up there. It's getting pretty tight there. Jamie Knopp not having a great handling car. Continue to get loose sideways through each corner. Almost as it seems like every time we look at his car. Just not stable on exit. Turn 3 keeps it stable, but had a slow exit there. He's going to drop several car lengths back into the 88 there. Taking it back to your race leader. Holding still a 2.8 second separation between him and second place teammate Brian Dubois. As we are approaching 12 laps to go in this race. This time around turn 3, no pit stops from the 57, no pit stops from the 33. This might be the best call here as they've lost 2 seconds to Austin Gassion. They're at 17.5 now separation between him and third place. Jeff Chandler's actually gained a second, or close to a second over Austin Gassion. That gap's kind of closed up. Visually, it is much closer than what it was just about 5 laps prior. So at this rate, the 16 is going to have to do a lot of maneuvering to keep that 31 of Chandler behind to hold and lock down this race lead. But at the same token, they're still catching that 57 because he is elected to not come down pit road just yet. Dustin in my ear saying not possible. You cannot hold off the 31. So we got some wagers here. I got Dustin saying that in my ear. Then also Doyle saying that 57 and 37 are not going to take tires. I love toward the end of these races like this because you have no idea. Sometimes races are very predictable. And then you have this race where all these strategies are clearly visible. We know basically what's going to go on without knowing exactly what's going to go on. Kind of like a WWE event where you know it's storytelling, but they do so well at it. You just don't know until you actually see it present. As we see Jeff Chandler's onboard camera off turn number 1, almost entirely to the 16 here, and he still has 10.5 laps to get around these two guys for your race lead once the 57 and 37 come down pit road. So this is first, second, and third, all within under 1 second separation. The 31's going to play a little bit of the cautious game, at least through turn 3. A little patience until he gets to the back bumper. Actually, the patience out the window. The 16 makes the block. This is what he needs to do to keep the 99 of Austin Gastillon in the lead as much as possible. Similar story to last week where the 16 assists the 99 in keeping this race lead. Last week was Richie Coy. This time it's Jeff Chandler. 16 running the top. You're going to probably see him swoop to the bottom, and there he goes. Chandler's going to have to put the block on, but 16 doing excellent teamwork here. Going to keep it side by side. This is not going to help the corner for the 31. Excellent team strategy from Eastern Stars Motorsports. But I think that was potentially the final effort the 16 could do. 31's going to block the entrance here, and I think that battle is going to be over. And actually, no, Jeff Chandler did not get a great launch. Off corner exit 16, Conor LaFrance just doesn't have the straightaway speed. Not able to draft up to the bumper. Go through turn 1. Now it's 31 versus the 99 at this point. Will be for your race lead. Joshua Johnson, Brian Dublé still have not pitted, and we are coming up to 8 laps to go. So I'm just Dustin, my producer, my ear, saying he might gamble on fuel. And looking at these lap times, 5 laps ago they were 16, maybe 17 seconds separated. This time around, 10 seconds. So they've already lost 6 seconds. So if you're lifting just a little bit, oh, here we go. Caution, that's going to erase everything on the board. And I was hearing some chatter on the radio. I'm not sure what it might have involved. 3381 potentially. Yeah, that's what happened here. Makes the pass and hooks him before the corner. We're going to see if we get another look on this replay. I don't know if 33 came down or 81 went up. But from that angle there, clearly it made some contact on the straightaway portion of the track, which you don't want to see. You want to see it in the corner, if anything. There's the dip. Oh, 81, yeah. Tyler Grenade just misjudged everything and dumped the 33 essentially before they even got to the corner. Corner contact is one thing, but when you see it on the straightaway, that's just complete lapse of judgment, or there was something else more going on. As we're going to take another look here from the 81, just turns right, hooks him. You can make the argument that he was trying to set himself up for corner entrance with taking the widest swoop possible on the inside lane. But at the same token, you have to avoid the contact there before the corner comes up. You know, turn up to widen up the corner potentially, and the wheel's still turning right even as the contact was made. So I did not hear any radio chatter of anything happening prior, but that's a tough call. That's tough to say. It's really, you don't know until you talk to them, or at least know what's going on in their heads, or may have seen a previous incident. But either way, we're going to kick this thing to picture-in-picture for one last time. These guys are going to get themselves set up for a 5-lap shootout here for the Pocono 250. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this one. And back to full screen here. 1 lap to go, and this will actually be a 4-lap shootout to the end. And with that caution, it has changed everything up. The 57 and 37 had to come down pit road to fuel up the car. And this is now going to resume the 99 as your race leader. Jeff Chandler on the outside is going to be starting in second place. This is going to be a crazy restart here. Cycling through my available drivers to see if I can talk to anyone. I'm going to bring in the 57 of Joshua Johnson just real quick from Boomerang Motorsports. 57 Joshua Johnson, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey man, we're doing pretty good up here. That race so far has been crazy. A lot of competition throughout the field, just like we saw Wednesday. You've had some crazy moments in this race. How do you feel of getting yourself back into that top 5 before they see the checker flag?
I just started a Brian. We're trying to contemplate who's got the bad tires, who's got the good tires, and trying to see what we can weave around together. We were both about half a lap to the good on making fuel, so we didn't want to see the caution, but hopefully we can still get a good run out of it today.
Yeah, I was cheering you on. Hopefully you could have made that happen, but that caution ruined it. But hopefully with this late pit stop that you're able to advance up back at least to the top 5. But we're going to bring you back down. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. And that was 57. Joshua Johnson saying it was a half a lap difference from his car into the finish. But that buttons that back up. He's got the fresh set of tires in the field. Let's see what happens here on potentially the final restart of the race. Pace car, sharp corner down to pit road. Going back to green flag. Terrible start from Austin Gassion. The 31 of Jeff Chandler really needed that restart to clear him, which he is going to do so. Getting to turn 1, as long as he can keep that single file there, which he will. I think that's all she wrote, is he instantly clears the 99 by 2 to 3 car lengths. Corner exit, not able to maintain that speed, gets a little wobble from the back. He blocks the entrance down the back straightaway. 99 has nothing to do, but he needs to take that momentum to the top of the track. Oh, I think this is going to work out great for him. He's going to choke up the 31, but no, Austin just could not execute corner exit there. If he would have maybe got a little more of a throttle down earlier, he could have gotten to the bottom of the 31, but we're seeing some 3 wide here. 57, who just talked to Joshua Johnson, the 22 Malikian, his teammate 37, Brian Dublé. They're going to run side by side here, a little bit of scrambling. Oh no, the 3 wide, no contact there with the 37 and 75. TJ Bartel splits the gap, and the 31 sends him to the, oh man, that's heavy impact there to the left front there. That is terminal. With 2 laps to go and an 8-minute required repair. TJ Bartel, unfortunately done, just a couple laps shy of the finish of this event. We're going to have to go back and take another look. I don't know if that was because the 3 wide and said enough's enough, or if that was just miscalculation from one of those drivers. We're about to find out here, right at the tail, or the start of it here, and we go rewind. Going back to the exit of turn 3. 75 and Bartel with him in the 07 gets a great launch off corner. Okay, they're 3 wide. It's already there. 75 holding that dotted line. Holding the line. And the 37 just merges. At that one, I think is just him trying to merge behind the 75 as early as possible. But it's hard to tell again, because there was door contact just prior to that happening, so that could have gone either way, for what that's worth. But man, that was just close racing it down the straightaway and then trying to merge back up on the outside of the corner, or the straightaway before entrance of that corner number 1. And just 75 barely just destroys his left front with the very edge of that inside retaining wall where it kicks out for the safety cars to merge onto the track to take care of whatever they need to. But now, the 99, knowing he had a terrible restart, he's got one more attempt at this, potentially. He's going to have to get a much better jump, and maybe he can do the same thing to the 31, because we know that 31 is just super fast at this point into the race. I try to scroll through and maybe talk to one of our drivers here. We're going to talk to Elevated Esports driver 42, Kyle Milliken. See if we can't bring him up into the chat. Kyle Milliken, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You have a copy.
Jeremy.
Hey man, wanted to try to talk to some other people, and you're sitting in 5th place. You're up 9 positions from your starting spot. Been doing a great race, keeping it clean all night long for the most part. What are your chances of remaining in the top 5 and maybe capitalizing on these guys for maybe, just maybe, a top 3?
We'll see. It's I think we may have another green-white checker here, to be honest. It's been pretty crazy. We'll see if we can get through one. If we can get strung out, we'll probably make it to the end. Car feels good. I feel it's on par with the first couple guys in front of me. Chandler's fast. I don't have anything for him, but yeah, I think we got a good shot here.
All right, man. We'll get back to it, and good luck the rest of the way, and maybe we'll talk to you after the race is over.
10-4.
Kyle Milliken keeping it cool, calm, and collected with that. You saw the 47 of Ryan Hendrick zoom by. That's going to be your Lucky Dog Award winner. Was 2 laps down. Now he's going to be 1 lap down. When we get this first green-white checkered attempt started, if you can get one more caution that does not involve this 47, that'll put him back on the lead lap after being involved in at least 1 wreck. That car's seen better days, as he's going to come down pit road, take probably his last set of virtual good years. Might as well. You're already at the tail end of the field anyways. Just try to capitalize on any speed possible. And knowing how this last couple restarts have been and how the short run is averaged probably, 7 or 8 laps, we might see 1 more caution before this thing's all said and done. Quick shout out to one of our sponsors, TWRS, Team Watson Racing Setups, is the leading name in quality and affordability when it comes to setups that are just super bad fast. You've heard Richie Coy shout them out. Quite a few others in this field shout them out. They use them, and they definitely produce wins in the FTSR group, which we know is oh so competitive. So if you're looking to really step up your game and get with the fast guys in the iRacing service, head over to teamwatsonracing.com. Check out the prices. Pretty good pricing compared to how fast these cars go, no matter which track they go to on the asphalt oval side. And another shout out here this time to one of our home sub companies there, subdivisions, Nerd Swag, exclusively at Martin Sports. Make our team shirts. You see that on the image there. You see our team gloves, and we got quite a few items on the list, and more is to come, so stay tuned. We have mouse pads, we have cups, I think 4 different cup varieties. The Shirtitudes is what we're dubbing that. That's coming up. So some fun gaming themed style nerd shirts, regular t-shirts, and iRacing themed. So the catalog just continues to grow. So if you want to support us at the Nerds, head over to nerditudes.dg and click on the Nerd Swag section there on the top part of the screen. And the same code applies as you would if you're going to Martin Sports, because it is an exclusive product. 25% off anything you do purchase from the Nerditude Swag Shop. As we got just under a half a lap left. First of 3 attempts at this green-white checkered. And jump into the chats real quick. Doyle, being our in-race commentator, so to speak, saying that looked intentional. Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I don't know if any, minus that last contact on the same straightaway, that could have gone both ways. I have no idea. But either way, let's see if this restart's a little bit cleaner. Pace car is going to make that sharp corner again for no reason. Going back to green flag. Green flag is out. The 31 gets an excellent start over the 99 just because he has control over the starts here. The 16 is going to maybe quickly jump to the outside of the 84, but the door closes up. More shifting of positions left and right. I thought they were going to go around for a moment. Going through turn 1. Kyle said as long as they stay clean, they might take this the rest of the way. 84, Jamie Knott misses the corner entrance, slides up 3 wide on corner exit contact, and here we go. 81, Tyler Gannott goes around right in front of, it looks I can't tell who exactly that is. Rob Tracy, the 07, one of the fastest cars this evening, gets hooked there as they were going 3 wide on corner exit on multiple parts of that pack. And man, oh man, just going to set this up once again. We caught the tail end of that. I think the 57 of Joshua Johnson might have had something to do with that. Could not tell exactly from that angle. Maybe if we go on board with the roof camera, the 57, able to see who exactly caused the start of that one. This is on board Rob Tracy, the 07. Already getting the tail end of that, just pushing the 81 at this point all the way down, and we're going to go rewind through corner here. Going slow motion, kicking it over to the 57's roof camera. You see the 07 make that great run. Oh, no, there was the contact just right in front of the 57, just gets hooked. And just, oh, so close, but you do see one other car make contact. Looks like that's going to be the 06 of Daniel Simmons. So only 3 total cars involved. And when you see some cars 3 wide on a restart coming off corner exit in turn 1, you expect more than 3 cars to be involved in that. But thankfully it's only 3 and involved the 07, Rob Tracy, 81 of Granat, and technically the 06 of Daniel Simmons, which basically comes out unscathed of that one. And there's the 07 just pushing him halfway down the straightaway, saying basically might as well just do that for fun, because what else are we going to do at this point in the race? Cars are junked. We're on our second green white checker attempt. You see the right front fender pushed in on that car. A little bit of toe out, possibly some crab walking. It's hard to tell on that camera. It almost looked like he was, though. Either way, he's got some repairs to make on that 81. I don't see anything terminal, so that's a good part about it. Some cars coming down pit road. Of course, the 2 that are involved in that wreck and a few others in front of them. Maybe this will be the last time they get a chance to touch up their cars here. All underneath caution. Love to give a shout out to another one of our partners while we got the chance to do so. Butt Kicker. You've seen their commercials. We've used the product in the Nerd House. These people provide innovative hardware and software that really just bring all the feel of the track, all the realisticness into your sim rig. So it's kind of like force feedback, but for your chair, not your steering wheel. So if you're looking to kind of complete your sim rig and make it the most realistic thing as possible to being on the actual track, pick up anything that they have, especially the Gamer 2 unit, which seems to be the standard in the sim racing world. It's just a quick attachment, attaches to your center post of your chair that you're sitting in, and it gives you that much needed feel that you're going to need to perform at your peak performance. Head over to thebuttkicker.com. Check out the prices on all their products. And I really recommend it if you want to kind of experience the true life of what iRacing, or any game really, has to provide. Also want to jump to our broadcast schedule here, as we got a lap and a half left. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The rest of the week is blanked out right now. So Mach-1 Performance every single Monday. RSR Next Generation Cup Series every Tuesday now from ERL. And then back at it with FTSR for the Wednesday night at Martin Sports Truck Series, which we've now done this almost for, 2 entire years or so, close to it anyways, for the FTSR guys, and just love to, bring their action 2 nights a week, and looking forward to continue long partnership with Full Throttle Sim Racing. But yeah, check us out. Follow us, like I said, at the beginning of the race on kick.com, Facebook, and YouTube. You'll be able to watch both FTSR races and the RSR race on all 3 platforms. And as I was talking there, we kind of lost Jeff Chandler in the 31. He did a manual disconnect and had to reconnect. I'm going to try to take a look here while we're watching live on my end to see what happened exactly to the 31 of Jeff Chandler. This is huge. This opens the door for quite a bit of people. And I'm looking, and his car, after turn 3, coming to the line, just completely blanks out. It says manual disconnect, but his car just disappeared, so I'm not sure what happened there. It does not look like a manual disconnect to me. And even though it says connected, he's still not back on the track, so instantly, this changes the lead up entirely. This puts ASM 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, 4 rather. And that's huge. That's going to open the door for anyone to take this checker flag home. Minus the 31, which now he is back on track. I don't know if he's going to even resume, but man, to resume this race, if he does get back on track, that's such a heartbreak. He had this win in the bag. He's been doing everything right. And at the very, very end, just, man, I would love to know what happened there. Maybe Doyle, our in-race person in the YouTube chat, can figure that out for us. But who's going to win now? That's now the question. Is it going to be the 9988? More than likely. But let's see if maybe the 42 has something that Richie Coy can maybe jump on it, being 3 rows back. We're going to see here for green-white checkered attempt number 2. Green flag is out. The 99 and the 16 get a great launch on the top. Richie Coy's going to swoop down to the bottom, go quickly 3 wide with the 84 of Jamie Knopp, who has a bad restart for himself. Still 3 wide. Entering turn number 1. Still 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Still 3 wide. 19 passes 2 cars. He makes that pass clear. The contact between teammates 16 and 88. It's going to allow the 99 of Austin Gassion to get a great launch off of turn 1. 3 car length advantage heading to the tunnel turn. 2 by 2. The rest of the way through the field. Oh, the 9 just misses the corner. It's Colby Mice misses the corner. Huge impact to the wall. Is going to check up everyone right behind him. And there they go. They're wrecking. Caution is out for the 9th time. I think it's out here at this point, as these guys are wadding them up here on the short straightaway. And this is going to do it one more time for the final green-white checker attempt. And man, oh man, we're going to see the 9 hit the wall hard. It checks up everybody, and this is just a domino effect of that huge checkup on the top. 4-car sandwich. Upsets the 37, sends him into the right rear quarter panel. The 41 of Alan Crowell sends the number 9 of Colby Mice around. Those 2 guys go to the infield, hits the wall, at least the 41 does. Bounces off. 9 knocks it up and barely misses the 41. So excellent heads up there. So maybe take an on look. Well, these guys here, we're focusing on the 57 of Joshua Johnson, who was just below that mess. Actually, this might be attached to the 41. Here's 37's on board. There's the hook coming off the wall after the 4-car sandwich. Doors the 06, who was technically involved in that last one and technically going to be involved in this one, just barely having some lucky getting around these guys. But the 37, all in all, not too much damage. Hooks them and keeps going straight. Maybe just has very, very slight fender damage. On board with the Rob Tracy here. The last car in that 4-car sandwich makes the contact a couple times, but still continuing to go straight. Those the guys on the inside who weren't a part of that sandwich to begin with were the victims in that one there. 9 and the 41 getting the worst of that one. See Colby Mice on pit road getting his stuff repaired. 41's coming down pit road now. It's Alan Crowell. I'm assuming he's got at least a minute of repairs to do on that machine. Lucky dog Jeff Chandler in the 31, 1 lap down. And he's going to get back on the race lead lap. Going to put him in 19th position on this restart. And this is going to be a great recovery if he can get around all these cars. And he came on the radio. Conor of France was asking what happened to you. And power flickered is what I'm hearing from the camp of the 31. Power flickered, kicked him offline just enough, got his PC refired back up. It only took him 1 lap to get everything powered back up, get back into iRacing, and now he's back on the lead lap for the final 2 laps in this event. he was saying his lights never turned off in his house. Nothing really turned off other than the computer. So I don't know. But either way, he's back on track, getting 4 fresh tires. And I'm all bringing this to you live. I'm hearing this and just instantly relaying it to you guys. So now, how many positions is now the question that the third one can make up in 2 laps? That is the question, as long as there's not a caution, because this will be the final attempt of the green white checker, which, if I'm seeing this right, this is the first time, I think, maybe ever, if not only one time, we've seen FTSR utilize all 3 green white checkered attempts. So that's impressive all by itself. Other than, Dustin got the stat book on hand. Martinsville, which that race has not been favorable to FTSR for this year and last year, producing crazy amount of cautions. But I guess we utilized all 3 green white checkers in that race too. But these guys are going to go back. So yeah, not very often at all. We're going to go back double file here for the final restart of this race. Approaching 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those that are still watching, 13 on YouTube alone, 3 on Facebook. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned, listening to my voice only, doing this all race long. 2 hours plus into this event. We still got 2 more laps plus post-race. Stay tuned for that. Connor LaFrance, Mark Brannigan Jr., Austin Gassion, 1, 2, and 3 teammates here trying to take all 3 podium positions, which we've only seen at FTSR, only seen Fury Motorsports do this prior. So let's see if these guys can be the second team as of recent years to take the claim of taking all 3 podiums here. But Richie Coy had a great restart that last time, and if he can produce the same thing, that we might be able to have that party spoiled. Right now, Austin Gassion seems to have the fastest car out of these 4. And then Kyle Milliken still resuming in 5th place, which he's been doing an excellent job holding his position after all these restarts, the short runs, the 1 long run. Just no matter what, this car, the 42, has been very super consistent, no matter what position he's been put in. Coming to the corner for the final time under caution circumstance. Next flag will end it, whether it be caution or checker flags. Either way, we're going to find out. Green flag is out. Connor gets a great restart right behind Austin, pushes him in front of the 88 of Mark Brannigan Jr. is going to move the 99 up the field. The 16 is going to block Kyle Milliken's run. Going to keep him 2 wide. Kyle Milliken going to try one more time, dives it into the corner, makes it stick. Oh, but contact between teammates, the 88 and the 16. These guys, doesn't matter if they're teammates or not, they love to run each other like it's any other competitor on the track. They're going to be 3 wide off corner exit here. We're going to stay green, stay clean through turn 1, coming through the tunnel turn. If they remain 2 and 3 wide, it's going to be a lot of trouble. They go back to 2 wide here, pretty tight midway through the pack. And man, a couple guys running wide in that tunnel turn there. We're staying green. Kyle Milliken's going to run alongside the 47 this time. James Wallace going up to the 4th groove. A couple of guys doing the same thing, focusing back on the race. And look at Richie Coy splitting the 16 and the 88 white flag presented by nobody. And does Richie Coy have what it takes? But Mark Brannigan Jr. is going to quickly get to the inside here. It's going to hold up maybe the 19's run. 19 loses a lot of speed on entrance, does not gain it back on exit. So that's basically all she wrote between him and the 99. Now it's up to the 16 to 88 to get back into podium position. 88-99 or 88-19 back at it verbally. 2 corners left. No contact was made. Great job by the 19 to kind of push the 88 low there. He's going to take back 2nd place, but coming through the corner for the final time, 2 weeks in a row, ESM Motorsports in this 99 of Austin Gassion's going to take the Martin Sports winning moment checkered flag here. And I would say the winning moment is the 31 losing that connection just for a moment to allow that window to open, and having Austin Gassion really just taking full advantage of everything that was given to him and claiming the victory tonight. Jeff Chandler moved up 6 spots from that restart to put himself in 13th. So in 2 laps, able to move 6 spots. Excellent drive back up to the field. Almost got back to the top 10. Recycling 13, more teammate action here. The 9916 giving himself some love, saying good job, man, with the bumpers. 42 Milliken, he's not a teammate, but he's still joining the party. And not sure what's going on with that, but still shoving him down the back. I don't know if the 16, he can't be out of field, can he? I don't know. He's getting some big assist. Yeah, it looks like maybe the 16's out of field here, stretching that thing super thin. Mark Brannigan Jr. also the same way. So teammates with the strategy call. Mark Brannigan coasting, continuing to lose speed through the section. So yeah, the 16 and the 88 runs out of fuel just after the start-finish line, which is surprisingly not the first time we've seen this season. They planned for 2 green-white checkers. They didn't plan for 3. And thankfully they're able to make it. But we've seen the 99 Gassion do burnouts, and I don't know why, but these guys who win here at FTSR, some of them just can't do burnouts without hitting the wall. This guy has 7 lanes to work with and still finds the outside wall, so I'm going to have to call him out on that one. But we're going to go over the unofficial results here, presented by iRock 93.5. Austin Gassion's going to take home the checker flag, 2nd time in a row. Richie Coy going to finish 2nd place, 2nd time in a row. Connor LaFrance in 3rd, Mark Brannigan Jr. 4th. Jamie Knott in 5th, Robert Maliki in 6th, Joshua Johnson 7th, Daniel Simmons in 8th, Brian Hedrick 9th, Tyler Grinnell in 10th, Robert Tracy 11th. 12th place belongs to Kyle Milliken, as he had that bad last restart there, drops him back all the way to 12th. 13th, Jeff Chandler, great recovery from the 2 laps back on track. Brian Dublé 14th, Alan Crowell 15th. 16th belongs to Steve Loomis. 17th, James Wallace. TJ Bartell, 18th. Everybody else, 19th on back. It's going to be multiple laps down. Lane Allen, 19th. Colby Mice, 20th. 21st, Sherwood Williford. 22nd, Brandon Elder. 23rd, 2nd place starter, Stephen Hollingsworth. 24th, Wayne Grossi. 25th, in-race reporter Ryan Chapman. 26th, James Torrey. 27th, Alan DeRocco. 28th, Colton Gum. 29th, Tony Solari. And Brody Hannon, who technically registered for the event, finished this race in 30th. And we're going to go full screen. Commercial break. Gather up our top 3, and we'll be back shortly. And welcome to the Martin Sports Post Race Show, where we have at least one of our top three second place finisher, Richie Coy, available as we're still waiting ESM drivers to join the chat. But we're going to bring in the Advanced Auto Parts Ford Mustang, Richie Coy. Welcome to second place, man.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Great question. Jeff Chandler provided a gift to everyone who wanted to try to take the checker flag. And you in the 88, hard battles for like the past 20 plus laps, and you guys are side by side to try to duke that one out. And you ultimately had the best run through the tunnel turn and able to make the pass complete. Walk us through that last restart in the battle between you and the 88.
Well, let's see. Before we got to the green white checkered, I actually whatchamacallit, I stopped for tires. I got my last set of tires with like 8 to go. So I had fresher tires than everybody but the 16 when we came out for that restart. So I knew I was going to bide my time, but we just kept getting caution after caution after caution. I was getting one, getting two. And then when we got there, Jeff said that his power flickered, and that's why he disconnected and came back in again. So that really sucked, but that gave me a spot. On that last restart, I was fourth, and yeah, we were side by side. Mark and I had a great battle there at the end. You know, I like hard racing. I like respectful racing. You know, I like when you can run side by side and race.
Yeah, I mean, at least from our eyes, it looked like it was a pretty good battle. I was listening to the in race chat and whatnot. I couldn't tell exactly what the words were, but at least from visually in the booth, it looked like it was a great battle. Um, and so you telling me last week that Pocono is not your favorite place, and here you are sitting P2. I guess strategy helped you out a little bit. Did there anything you did to the car through all those pit stops that you had to maybe tweak on it to get a little better, or were you just kind of riding it until it went to the end?
No, I was really, really loose. You know, when the setup's name is loose, it's kind of indicative of how it's going to
True,
run.
true.
But it was a little loose for me, so I actually did make some changes as we went through the race, but I never did get it tightened up enough. And on the long run, I really didn't have a lot for some of them guys up front. Like I said, when you pulled me up, I was like a fifth place truck, and I needed strategy. I got that strategy.
You definitely got it and you utilize it to your advantage, bringing home P2. Who would you like to thank, and would you like to shout out Tony's parents watching tonight?
Yeah, they actually messaged Tony in the middle of the race. Are you racing tonight? And because he was out early, so they
Man,
were definitely
yeah.
watching. So thanks for them for watching. Thanks for the league for only putting Pocono on the circuit once, so I don't have to come back here. Obviously, thanks to my team. You know, like I said, we like to bring something every week. Tony unfortunately got wrecked out. Michael wasn't feeling well tonight, and Brody's still waiting on his wheel to get fixed. So we're a little scattered, but Brody's still up in the booth trying to help us out. And you know, like I said, we like to race everybody as hard as we can and as clean as we can, and yeah, go from there.
And I saw Brody jump in the car for 10 pit stalls and parked it. So is he working on something there, or is that just
Yeah, he was hoping you guys didn't catch that.
Oh, I did. Got it for sure.
Yeah, he wanted, because otherwise you got to do a provisional, and he's here tonight, so he was able to start and get a lap in,
Oh, there
and
we go. Okay.
so he gets points. So it's within the rules.
Beautiful,
Within the
yeah.
rules.
Okay, cool. I was just curious. I'm like, okay, that was a kind of an interesting one, but that explains everything. So yeah, hell yeah, man. Use that rule book to your advantage. But we're gonna let you go, man. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you on Wednesday.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Yes, sir. That was the 19 of Richie Coy giving us the inside scoop on the 23's strange 10 pit stall drive, and we don't have third place Connor LaFrance available, so we're gonna jump it up to our race winner for the second week in a row, the number 99, Austin Gassion. Austin, you got a copy.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. 2 wins in a row over the 19 of Richie Coy, 2 weeks in a row. The momentum has shifted. You brought it to a short track and won. Now you're at this 2.5 mile weird triangle track they call Pocono, and you did it here. What did it take? Minus the 31 dropping out with that power flicker. What did it take for you to get back here to victory lane?
Uh, it took to have a fast car and a good team behind you. It's always good to have a good team behind you to help build the setup and always know, like, if you don't know what to do, they always assist you with everything. Um, it's plus to have fast teammates like Connor and Mark pushing you and stuff. It's always fun every week racing with these guys. Um, just I'm not shocked, but I feel like 50% guilty that actually robbed a win from someone because the unfortunate power issues of Jeff. But I mean, stuff happens, and when life gives you lemons, you gotta squeeze them.
Yeah, I mean, in the real world, you have these things called mechanical failures, and on this virtual world, I guess you could tally that up as a mechanical failure. And it took out the race leader, unfortunately. But I mean, still well earned. You ran up top five all race long with your teammates, and you mentioned the teamwork. There was so many times I counted tonight that you, Connor, Mark were just playing the strategy call so well. You gave lanes on restarts to get you guys single file. I saw some bumping between you two to assist a pass. I saw maybe one time there was a checkup on a lane to allow someone to pass someone and get single file. Like, there's a lot of teams that come out here and just share setups and share notes, but you guys, every single lap, have something in mind to try to advance not just you but everyone on the team. So, is speaking of that, like, what kind of talks do you have, like a briefing before the green flag of if this position happens? How do you guys tackle that?
Oh, well, we hang out all the time. Me, Connor, Ty, and Mark. We're really good buddies. Off the track. It's just kind of having that trust with each other, and knowing that at the end of the day, yeah, it's nice to have a drivers' championship, but it's better to have a team championship. And we look at it as that, and whatever can help benefit the other teammates. Because if that's the last thing at the end of the day you want is someone pissed off at you, especially a teammate. And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just the trust we have and how well we know each other. That really helps us with mesh on the track.
That's excellent words of advice for anyone else watching out there, running the team. Do what these guys are doing. They're doing it, and they're doing it very well. But again, congratulations, man. P1 again on the schedule. Now we're going back to kind of a short track, Richmond. What do you think you have in store for us next week?
Uh, well, I enjoy Richmond. I don't think I ran there last year with the next gen car. And I honestly don't know what to expect with the next gen car. But I think I'm a pretty good short track racer. I think hopefully we don't have our ego too high with a win, which we usually don't. But uh, and we just go in there looking for capitalizing good team points. Hopefully top five for two of us or one of us, and hopefully if we're lucky, challenge for another win.
Hey, man. Well, good luck to you guys next week. And final thanks before we let you go tonight.
Yeah. Thank you to my team, my teammates, Mark Brannigan, Connor LaFrance, Tiger Knot. Sucks what happened to him at the race. Shout out to you guys putting on an awesome broadcast every single week. Shout out to the league. It's always fun racing in here. We got close, hard racing, and I think that's what everyone looks forward to is close, hard racing. Shout out to the PR guy. He's 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 in the backstage, but he definitely does a lot for ESM, and that's about it.
All right, man. Well, appreciate the time. And just a side fun note, get Connor a mic and bring him in here next week if we can get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, he had to go to bed or something like that. I don't know.
Stand for. Either way, yeah, tell him we said congratulations from the nerd booth and have a good rest of your night.
I will for sure do that.
Cool, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good night.
You too. That was Austin Gassion. Back to back W's. That's win number 2 for the season. His teammate Mark Brannigan Jr. has 3. So in total, 5 wins for this team so far in the 2023 B season. And that was some excellent racing, I would say myself. Pocono did not let down for both series. But if you want to watch Pocono one more time, we're doing it tomorrow for RSR boys, so stay tuned tomorrow night. But this is the closeout to our broadcast. We got to thank our sponsors one last time before we completely see you guys for tomorrow. First and foremost, the league, FTSR.net. I mean, this place has treated us so well, and I'm so glad to call their races 2 nights a week. If you want to get registered for these guys and be a part of the broadcast, FTSR.net. Get registered today. Mach-1 Performance, race fabrication shop that produces champions and winners of all sorts of racing divisions. Find them at facebook.com/Mach-1 Performance. Sim Racing Points, your all-inclusive league points management system that allows you to completely track your league stats and more with one simple upload of the race export. Find them at simracingpoints.com. Martin Sports, top quality apparel to make you look stylish and to feel comfortable. See the whole apparel lineup at martinsports.gg. iRacingIFlag.com. Get all your notifications just a fraction of a second faster without ever leaving the focus from the racing action. Visit them at iRacingIFlag.com. Butt Kicker, the ultimate feel from the race car with their haptic response system from their butt kicker units. Find them at thebuttkicker.com to see the full product lineup for your sim rig. Team Watson Racing Setups, quality professional built setups for all your asphalt oval needs. Find them once again at teamwatsonracing.com. And then lastly, Roasted Gems Coffee, premium coffee beans roasted just for you. Start your day the right way with coffee from roastedgems.com. Thank you guys for listening to me all 2.5 hours. Hopefully I did well by myself once again. I appreciate the challenge, but also appreciate the partner next to me talking alongside with you guys, which we should see Jason tomorrow at RSR Next Generation Cup Series. Until then, stay safe. Get your nerd on.